Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me this week. As always, if you haven't yet, please hit subscribe so I can keep this channel going and hit notifications so you never miss a thing. And don't forget to hit the like or dislike buttons and leave some comments. I want that engagement from my audience. This week it's the dystopian future novel 1984, published in '49 and adapted more than once, with a new one currently on the drawing board, but the one I'm focusing on is the adaptation done in 1984. It was also filmed in London in 1984 to hit close to home with the source material, and the image the book creates of the world of Oceania under the rule of Big Brother is exactly what you will see in this movie. Very bleak and colorless, with small and deprived lives for all the good little worker ants. Big Brother and his thought police everywhere and always in the faces of said little worker ants, focusing on this story's central little worker ant, Winston, who's always been a perfectly compliant little cog in the machine until he meets Miss Right and begins to seriously notice all the invisible constraints and begins to really fight against them, only to be tortured and reverted back into a good little worker ant. The book and the movie have mostly the important stuff in common. The depressing authoritarian society, Big Brother everywhere, constant talk of wars with places renamed East Asia and Eurasia, the thought police, Newspeak, Winston being tortured and threatened with rats, all those slogans designed for purposeful confusion and brainwashing, such as war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. And of course, Winston's day job in Big Brother's compliance machine, rewriting history based on Big Brother's narrative. What's different are a few small things. The salute in the book is the same as the communist one in real life. In the movie, it's this. And the standard salutation between people in the book is brother or sister. In the movie, it's comrade. Also, in the movie, Winston does not take a bullet before going back to knowing his place. And that is a wrap for 1984. And since this was a short one, I'd like to take some time to open up the lines of communication by reading and responding to some viewer comments, like I said I would when I started this channel. Alright. Okay. On Ghost Story. My perfect younger sister from the YouTube channel Charlotte LaCal, he says, and what kind of cheese was it? When talking about one of the corpses, the ghouls. And it was molten mozzarella. I remember you said it because I had my eyes covered because skeletons freak me out. Alright, next on The Handmaid's Tale. Come on, Handmaid's Tale. Good video. I hate Gilead. Well, I hate Gilead too. It's another dystopian future that we better not let happen. Alright. On Apt Pupil. Stone Wolf says, next time turn off the TV in the next room, please. I have since I moved the studio where I make my videos. Not just because of my kiddos' cartoons, but because one time, and I still have this footage as the start of a blooper reel, my son approached the room divider in just his underwear, and I had to cut scene. I know that some family YouTubers let their little kids appear on screen in just a diaper or just underwear, and I'm not criticizing. It's in a just world, decent people would not have to be vigilant of indecent people. But this is not a just world, and we do. I assume the risks of putting my face on YouTube. I do not assume them for my child. Alright, on making my stand on the Stand 2020. A user named Eric Cartman says, "The show just sucks. The creators of this show have no creativity and understanding of the book. HBO should redo this show and actually stick to the source material. Keep Marsden, Kinnear, Skarsgård, Teague, and maybe the actress who played Fran. New cast: Larry Underwood, Tom Hardy, Mother Abigail, Octavia Spencer, Lloyd Henreid, Robert Downey Jr., Nick Andros, Tom Holland, Tom Cullen, Vince Vaughn." I can see that. Nadine Cross, Dakota Fanning, Ralph Brentner, Woody Harrison. I really can see that. And Trash Can Man, Seth MacFarlane. Is that the Family Guy writer? Anyway, I admit I walked softly in my criticism of The Stand 2020. And here you are just dropping the other shoe, and I don't disagree. I haven't forgotten the little bit of back and forth discussion we had over The Stand. Maybe you should share them with HBO and see where the chips land. Now, thank you all for watching and for your comments and engagement. I am very interested in what you have to say. Even those of you who thumbs downed my video on the disturbing movie Iceberg, I'm interested in knowing what you disagree with me about. And that is all for this week. Next week is a new subscriber request, so I will see you back next week for The Outsiders.